Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dex and I welcome you back to the Mango Glow for your daily analysis video on Bitcoin and ChainLink. In yesterday's video, we talked about how Bitcoin is likely going to see a bounce off this region. We got that bounce, but we got rejected right after. What does this all mean? Is this the end for Bitcoin? Are we going down to 4K? Are we going down to 1K? Are we going down to $100? We'll be talking about that in today's video. Actually, we won't be talking about $100. Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous. But hey, you never know. We'll also be giving you guys an update on ChainLink. So if you are interested in any of that, you better watch this whole damn video. And here we have Bitcoin USD on the 4-hour. And man, is it just me or is everyone bearish? Everyone is so worried and bearish and panicking about this mining capitulation narrative. And all I'm concerned about is the fact that I've been having bad hair days. Bad hair day after bad hair day. And it's really getting to me. And I'm not sure whether that should be something I should be concerned about. The fact that this price action isn't bothering me as much as it's bothering other people. But hey, let's go ahead and talk about some Bitcoin. We were talking about how Bitcoin is going to see a bounce off this region over here. And we did see that bounce and getting a rejection right after. Is this a bad sign? Yes and no. It was kind of expected, right? Well, I was expecting that. I did take profits over there too. Not my entire position, very, very small profits. First, let me talk about why I was expecting a rejection over there. Not this hard of a rejection, but this is a classic play, right? You take over the 10 SMA on the 4-hour, and right after that, you make a move towards the 4-hour 21 EMA. Now, I was actually expecting us to take a couple more candles above the 10 SMA before we make that move, but hey, we made it quicker than I expected, and as such you get the rejection a lot harder too, right? Now the bad sign over here is the fact that we gave up the 10 SMA immediately, right? So we retook it. We didn't even get a chance to confirm and open and close about the 10 SMA, but we tested the 21 EMA, getting the rejection, bears stepping in, taking advantage of that retest and getting a position in for their shorts in case they miss their short opportunities somewhere around here, right? Now this could be people adding to their positions as well, fair enough, but we are living underneath that 10 SMA. And what's interesting though, right, what's interesting over here is the fact that we aren't seeing follow through from the bears. Okay, we aren't seeing follow through from the bears. You would expect that to happen, but bear in mind that it could come at any moment. And this would point down to a retest of, not retest, an official touch of that green 55 EMA that I've been eyeing on the weekly, right? So where am I getting that from? Well, I'm essentially looking at this potential falling wedge over here. And the reason I say potential falling wedge is because you guys don't, you guys know that I don't follow patterns as a primary tool at all. I just use it as a reference, right? But it does seem to be lining up with a rejection of the 10 SMA over here as well. After getting the rejection of the 21 EMA, then basically we drive down to the green 55, which is lining at around the 7. Let's go ahead and pull that up actually. Yeah, and I'm going to be all over the place. Clearly it's going to be one of those days. Oh, and by the way, someone from the Mango Seed program asked me whether the Vine was one of the reasons why I took my position at the around 8,020-ish mark. And yeah, actually, man, it was. And good on you for spotting that out. Again, you guys have been doing a good job with that. Let me go ahead and talk about that quickly before we move back on over to the weekly. So if you guys go ahead and turn on the Mango Vine, for those of you guys who do have access for it, you guys will see that the 1 hour has been getting it like stupendously well, right? Stupendously well. And right over here, when the pine gets all the way to the top of here, flashing yellow, right? Flashing yellow, that is usually, you can play it one of two ways. You can either use it to exit your short position, because when did the Vine give you a short position? Right over here, okay? A really, really good short position at the same level, right? For those of you, again, who have access to the Vine, you guys know exactly how to read this, and this was the amazing short trade. Of course, I did not take it. Again, of course, everybody else makes more money off the Vine than I do, so you had one over here, and you accumulate the entire time, and then boom, you get the drive down, right? And then you can either use the yellow flash either one of two ways. You can use it to close your short over here, and then wait for it to give you the signal again, and then retake your short. It's not giving you a short signal just yet. But another way to do is, if you're more aggressive, is to use it as a reversal trade and take a long of it, right? So you would have pretty much got a long at around the 8,015-ish mark. My average entry was around 8,020. Now, did I use only the Vine? No, I used this, okay, in conjunction with the fact that we were on the green 55 as well. So the 1 hour that has been freaking having a phenomenal success rate, 85 to 90% maybe, along with my market structural analysis as well, gave me the confidence to take this trade. And so far it's already sitting in a profit. I've taken some profits out as well. So let's see how this pans out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put a dotted line. Okay, I'm going to put a horizontal array right over there, try and get a bit exact, somewhere around there. Oh, why is it yellow? Why is it yellow? Krisha has been playing around my trading view this time. I got her a full account, you know, she has a full trading view account where she can do whatever she wants and not mess with my setup, but somehow frustrating. Okay, going back to what you were talking about, the 4 hour, right, and the yellow line. There we go, the yellow line coming in at 7,944. So the next 4 hour candle, if we do see a rejection of the Sen SMA and a follow through by the bears, a move down to the bottom of the potential wedge over here, would not surprise me at the very least. So let's go ahead and now talk about why I took some profits over here. Multiple reasons. This was a level where I was expecting a rejection. It was also the top of this wick over here, right? So again, after a break of this major consolidation area over here from the 8,400, 8,600 region, you had a pullback around here. So people are likely to put their stop losses over here, right? So again, if you guys are on the seed program and watch the order flow and institutional order flow module, you guys know exactly what this is like, right? A run of the stops before we have another leg down. Now the question is, do we see that leg down? This is indicative of further bearish momentum. Okay, so we basically went up and tested those stops perfectly, getting that rejection of that 21 EMA. Now if we see that pull down over here, I would not be surprised at all. Am I expecting it to get picked up exactly over here? No, but I would be hoping for us to close the daily above this region, right? I do not want to see a daily close up underneath the weekly 55 EMA. Now if we do close underneath the weekly 55 EMA, it's not going to be a death sentence, but I would be a little worried. That's one of the reasons why I took some profits over here. It would be, it's essentially to help me have a more stress-free position while I trade this, okay? Because bear in mind, guys, the reason I'm using the word bear is to emphasize the fact that things are bearish, okay? We are in a downtrend, and over here I am taking a counter trend position of a major level because this is a support and resistance play. I've taken some off the table over here so that when I do take the loss, I'm ready to take a loss, man. I take losses, okay? If I do take the loss, it is kind of muffled, or perhaps completely muffled, or perhaps I'll come out in a slight profit when I do take the loss, right? You never know where exactly you're going to be able to exit. There's slippage and all of that you have to account for. So yeah, that's essentially why I took some off the table over here, because in case the trade goes against my direction that I'm looking for, I will be kind of protected. Okay, so now what am I looking for Bitcoin to do? Essentially, well, we do have the green 55 EMA over here, as you guys can see, lining up with the top of the wedge. So if we do to retake the 10 SMA, I'm not looking for the 21 EMA to get another rejection. What I'd be looking for first now is this green 55 EMA to get tested. It also lines up with this region over here, this essential break of this consolidation between the 8,600 and 8,400 region. As soon as we broke that region, you guys can see that we got a drive down to the bottom of the wedge over here, basically front running the green 55 EMA on the weekly time frame. Now let's go ahead and look at, you know what, let's turn off all our horizontals, get a cleaner chart. I want to look at the oscillators and see what's going on over here. Okay, so the 4-hour stochastics is still pointing up. In fact, wow, this is actually very, very interesting. This is a rejection of the bearish cross on the 4-hour, right? So bearish stochastics were about to cross, the stochastics were about to cross bearish, and we got that rejection, simply coming, kissing, and then moving to the upside. This is actually a bullish indication. When I usually see this, price tends to go back in the direction that we got the rejection off, right? So where exactly did that happen? Damn, in fact, it did come and happen right off the rejection candle that we got, right? So the bulls actually showing their hand over here and saying that, hey, you know what, thank you for the rejection, we'll just get refilled on our positions. Okay, maybe it was bulls who took their profits over here, okay, getting that sell pressure, reaccumulating, right? So now this is beginning to look like more of an accumulation pattern to me at the bottom of a major support level. Okay, we are building this as we go. Let's go ahead and look for any bullish divergence now. We may actually be seeing bullish divergence. Okay, so there is bullish divergence between this point over here and this point over here. As you guys can see, that's 1 and 2. I'll be looking for number 3 now. If we get 1, 2, 3, that would be your 3 bullish divergence drive. And hey, then I'll be looking for a further push up. At the very least, another test of the 4-hour 21 EMA at the very least, but I'll be looking for more. Let's go ahead and look at the 12-hour now and see what's going on over there. I'm actually doing this live with you guys. Stochastics. Jesus Christ, man. These 12-hour stochastics, what the hell is going on? This looks so like sold into, you know. I don't want to say, I don't like using the word oversold, but it is a technical term. But the reason I don't like using it is because people misinterpret it. Okay, just because something is oversold doesn't mean you buy it. Okay, things can remain oversold for a very long time, and this is very interesting. Okay, so I'll be looking for the 12-hour stochastics to cross to the upside, but I'll also be looking for them to cross over the 20 marker on the stochastics. Okay, so keep that in mind over there. I haven't seen the stochastics get this wrecked for a while. In fact, these look even more wrecked than the 3K region now. So actually, right over here, right over here, this was around the 5K mark. No, yeah. So when we did get the breakdown from the 6K zone, actually, I have to pose this as a potential bearish situation, right? When we did get the breakdown from the 3K zone, the 6K zone, and we stopped over at the 5K zone for a few 12-hour candles, we did get a similar signature, which may line up actually with the RSI as well. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. So yeah, this may suggest actually further downside. Okay, so we're seeing something very similar. We're seeing the candles also have a similar signature. We're seeing the rejection of the 4-hour 21 EMA, which was very similar to what we saw when 6K broke down into the 5K zone, by the way, and then we consolidated for a while on that 5K level, got that rejection of the 4-hour 21 EMA. Was the 4-hour 21 EMA or the 4-hour 10 SMA? Either way, it doesn't matter. It's the pattern of the psychology, the psychology of the price action that matters. Okay, and right now we may be seeing something like that. Again, there is a case to be made that this is a bear flag, right? Well, a very strong case. In fact, right after this rejection, we could see follow through to the downside. But again, this is lower time frame stuff that I won't be ignoring, but I'll be keeping at the back of my mind. The first thing that matters to me is this weekly level over here, the green 55 EMA on the weekly level. As long as we're holding this, right, it's really hard for me to be bearish. I cannot short into this at the very least. I have a good long position at around 8,020-ish average price. I've already taken some off the table on that push up to 8,200. So I'm sitting pretty comfortable. I'm willing to lose out on this trade, guys. And as a trader, you need to be okay losing. And otherwise you're going to miss out on opportunities like this one over here, right? This massive move to the upside. Yeah, I did not get the entire, I did not take profits the wick over here. I never will. When I enter a trend trade, I'm not going to be able to get the entire move, right? I'm going to exit only when it's showing me that the trend is over. So yeah, going back to what I was saying, I was able to take this trade over here primarily because I was willing to lose. And over here too, I am willing to lose. And hey, if we do see that move up to the upside, let's go ahead and talk about those targets. Back on the daily, and just by looking at the market structure over here, you can come up with targets literally by looking. This is that easy. We have around 8,600 to around 8,650-ish to around 8,700-ish, and then you have another target around 9,150-ish, perhaps 9,050-ish to 9,150-ish, right? Let's go ahead and turn on the horizontals, and okay, that's pretty much exactly what I have marked, right? But we can go ahead and mark to the red box territory so that we are eyeing it correctly. Now, what is my plan with these red box territories, right? What is my plan? Well, essentially, I will be taking some profits as we hit each level, okay? I'll be taking some off. Kind of like what I did with the 4-hour-21 EMA. Each time we get to that level, I'll be taking some off. Then I'll be watching the market structure. I'll be watching the volume that is coming in by the sellers and the buyers, and then accordingly make my decision as to whether I want to sell more or hold. We close a daily above 8,700, then I'll be looking for the move all the way up to 9,050-ish, perhaps all the way up to 9,150, okay? So again, guys, for those of you who are listening while you're driving, 8,650 to 8,700 is where I'm looking for a daily candle close at the very least. If we do that, only then will I be looking for a move up to the 9,050-ish, 9,150-ish mark, okay? If we can close above that as well, then I'm going to get bullish again, similar to how I was bullish right over here at around 9,000 region to 9,500 region, right? Now, could this be a trap and trapping me again? Yeah, it very well could be a trap, and we could be putting in an M-like formation, and I'm very, very happy to go short if we do that, okay? So if we make our way all the way up to 9,000-ish again, 9,200-ish, 9,500-ish, and then get a sell-off, I'll be looking for a retest of around 9,050 from the bottom, okay? And I'll be looking to go short over there, and in that situation, I'll be looking for trend trades. I'll be looking for short trend trades, and yeah, I'll be pretty bearish at that point. But until that happens, I am going to stick to my strategy, and I'm willing to lose. I'm willing to get trapped. Why? Because this is what will work in the long run. This is how you make a living out of this. It's not about being right every single time, because if you try to do that, you will get some really good wins. You will feel really good about yourself, but in the long run, you're going to be like, what the hell is going on? I can't do this for a living. I'm losing money because my ego is coming in the way, all right? Check your ego at the goddamn door, because trading isn't about that. All right, so going back to what we were talking about, Bitcoin ticking up as we speak, but only $20 or so nothing worth going on over to the lower time frames for. I do want to talk about the weekly time frame, and I do want to pose a bearish scenario. So this is what I want you guys to do. Turn off all your horizontals, turn on your mango ribbon, and turn everything else off, okay? Turn everything else off except for the EMA 21, the 10 SMA, and keep your Tenkin on as well, okay? Keep your Tenkin on as well. Now, the point to get ultra bullish on Bitcoin, okay, on the weekly time frame, is when we actually close a weekly above the Tenkin, above the 21 EMA, and above the 10 SMA as well. We want to be above all three of that. When we are, we will be trending extremely strongly on the weekly. Now, when we did make this move over here, when we did make this ultra bullish move, the more than $3,000 pump, I believe, all the way up to the 4-hour-21, all the way up to the weekly 21 EMA, as well as the 10 SMA, closing above it, 2 weekly candles, I was bullish. I was bullish on that. Why? Because I was hoping for us to make our way up to the Tenkin as well, close above that eventually, and then we start a brand new trend cycle to the upside. Unfortunately, we are getting rejected off the Tenkin. Yes, we did not get all the way up there. It doesn't need to be perfect. We got the rejection, and then we see a slow trickle down. Now, what I'm not liking, and I've talked about this before with you guys, is this bearish cross over here. The fact that the 10 SMA has crossed underneath the 21 EMA, and it is actually moving aggressively away from it, right? Every time Bitcoin has done this in the past, and the signature is looking very, very similar, right? Very similar, where we have essentially lost the Tenkin, lost the 21 EMA, and lost the 10 SMA as well. It's ended up in a long, prolonged bear cycle, right? Now, is that going to happen over here? We never know. We cannot, okay, it's not that we cannot, but we shouldn't, okay? It's not good practice. I see far too many traders get into bad trade setups is because they say, hey man, look, this is what happened there. It's going to happen again. This is what happened over here. It's going to happen again. We can look at that and be like, all right, we can use that as a reference point, but you trade the price action that is in front of you, right? Trade what is going on in front of you. Don't get headstrong on what happened in the past and assume it's going to happen again, all right? So saying something like, hey man, we after we got that bear cross, we had a 58% dip, and then another move after that, 76% dip. So I'm going to be looking for that over here, and we get a 76% dip all the way down to $3,000. That's actually pretty accurate if we make our way to the lows, right? But what I'm saying is it's not good practice. What you should be doing is trading what is in front of you, because things can change like that, right? Things can change. Now, going back to the bearish situation that I'm talking about, we have the signature in place for a prolonged downtrend. So any move to this area over here, to the 10 SMA, to the 21 EMA is going to be a short opportunity in my opinion, right? So you could get a good trade off this, but you have to keep in mind that this is why the 6K zone, by the way, was so difficult for people to trade, because look at the amount of traps that we had, right? You close about the 4 hour, why am I saying 4 hour today? You close about the weekly 21 EMA, close another candle off it after testing the 10 SMA, and then right after that you just give it all up. You do it again and you give it all up. It was only when we confirmed a close, multiple candle closes up underneath the 10K, the 21 as well as the 10 SMA, when we got the drive down. This was when I got ultra bearish, and this was when I took my short position. I didn't get 6,350. That's when I kind of entered, but most of my position was around the 6,100, 6,000-ish mark, right? That's when I started building my position. That's why I wasn't too keen in this area either, guys. If you guys do remember, during this consolidation phase, the 13K to the 9K, I was looking for bounces. It was only this week over here when we confirmed underneath the 10 SMA as well as the 10K when I took my position of the weekly time frame, my short position of the weekly time frame. Again, this is not looking good over here. Bitcoin needs to put in a higher low on the weekly time frame over here to salvage itself and make a very strong move. And what is that strong move? Well, like I said, a higher low over here, somewhere around here, and I'd like for it to be over here. Why? Because we have the 55 EMA to base off. That's why I took my long over here, guys. A really nice, easy support and resistance play where I'll be using the green 55 EMA as support. The 21 EMA is going to be a key area on the weekly time frame where you take your profits. Okay, so that's your resistance, the 21 EMA, your support, the green 55, which is sitting around 7,950-ish, I do believe, right? So the key move Bitcoin needs to do at the very least is to set in this higher low on the green 55 over here and then close above the 21 EMA. Now, does it need to do it all in 1 week? No, it doesn't need to do it, right? It could make its way up there. In fact, if it makes its way up there slowly, that would be even more bullish, okay? If we go up like this, right, that would be even more bullish. If we start making higher lows while making higher highs as well, that would be bullish. Now, we could take 1, 2, 3 candles, or we could take multiple candles. Bitcoin could simply range between these zones over here for a very long time and just frustrate everybody. But I don't know. Like, time seems to fly. Time seems to get very obfuscated with Bitcoin. That's what I don't want to say. I don't want to say what's going to happen, because I cannot believe that it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks since we had this move. It doesn't feel like it at all. Time is freaking flying. 2019, holy. So yeah, I don't want to make a comment on that, but wow, 4 weeks of down into major support. Everybody is so bearish. Bitcoin miners are capitulating. Oh my God, it's gonna go down to zero, right? Everybody's talking about it. Even people I didn't expect to get so bearish are getting bearish. But by the way, guys, I'm getting a lot of PMs on this mining capitulation thing, but I talked about it yesterday in yesterday's video, but clearly you guys aren't watching my entire videos, and I don't blame you guys for that. Some of these videos get really long, but what I did this morning was I went and extracted that part of the video out and I made another video out of it. Okay, so it's going to have its own title where I explain very briefly, very simply what essentially is going on with the mining capitulation. And here are my thoughts on it. Okay, I didn't talk about this, but here are my thoughts on it. If these guys are inefficient miners, how are they going to have enough market sell pressure to push the price down a major level? Okay, guys, this is what I mean. It's the narrative. If it does happen, it's because the bears are using the narrative and pushing it on to everybody else to get the additional sell pressure from the entire market. And hey, that's the kind of herd-like mentality that always works, right? It's the narrative, the way it is framed, that matters. I could very well say that, hey, the inefficient miners are being pushed out of the market, good riddance. Now all the efficient miners are going to be able to come in and buy all that Bitcoin. And because there's cheaply available Bitcoin available, not just for the efficient miners, but also for all the market whales who want that Bitcoin, hey, they're all going to buy that Bitcoin. And it's how you, okay, I'm not put too much thought into it, but it's how you frame the narrative that makes it bullish or bearish. Remember guys, it's perceived fundamentals that matters on the charts. Perceived fundamentals. In the long run, fundamentals will catch up, but when you're trading the charts, right, it's better to just look at the price action. Alright, so I was supposed to ChainLink in this video too, but this video has gone too long, and what I want to try doing is separate my Bitcoin and my ChainLink videos. If you guys prefer that, let me know in the comments down below. According to what you guys like, I will separate my videos. Alright, so today I'm going to try that. I'm going to end this video off over here. Let's do a quick recap on what I'm looking for Bitcoin to do. Here we are back on the daily. Let's turn on our horizontals. We're sitting on a major area over here, the green 55 on the weekly, right? So I'm looking for a bounce over here. It could take a couple more days before we do see it. It is lining up with a potential falling wedge over here. Again guys, ignore the falling wedge. The areas that I'm looking to be taking profits off and I'll be eyeing very, very closely is the major areas 8,600 to around 8,700, but this yellow horizontal line over here around 8,400 is not to be ignored either. That'll be a key area that be looking for too, but I won't be too keen on taking any profits over there. Why? Because I've already taken some off at around the 8,230. I'll be willing to see that through. I'll look at how we react off this area over here, of course, and I'll decide accordingly, but I'll just wait. The key areas for me is this red box territory over here, 8,600, and then after that 9,000. Okay, so if we break the 8,700 to 8,600 territory, 9,050 to 9,150 is next. However, if we actually break to the downside, if we break 7,950ish, if we close a day or 2 daily candles underneath this, or we close a weekly, I will be using this level to take short positions off. Okay, that's how I will be playing it. Very, very simple. I'm ready to be wrong on this, I'm ready to be right on this. It doesn't matter either way. What I'm really trying to do, and that's going to be my New Year's resolution for 2020, is to not get excited about my wins. Okay, because when I get on a winning streak, usually what I've noticed, I keep a journal, right? You guys should keep a journal too. When I get like a streak of 5, my sixth trade is always a mistake. I make some mistake or the other. So again, I'm trying to be more stoic about my trades, but hey, it's hard to do, man. I'm only human. I'm only a human. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll be covering on ChainLink right after this. So yeah, see you there. Throw it a like, throw it a subscribe,